When I was about 13, I lived down with my grandfather in Tennessee. Not a lot of stuff happened down there. My grandfather kept on telling me stories about supernatural, different things happening around his town he grew up in. I took it as him just trying to be stupid, trying to scare me. I was wrong. About 3 weeks living there, I noticed odd things roaming around my house. I didn't know what these things were at first. I thought that was just a trick of the mind. Although, for some reason my mind was just playing tricks on me. Didn't think much of it. One night, I woke up in the middle of the night to get a glass of water because my throat was really dry for some reason. I opened my door, walked across the hallway to go to the kitchen. That's when I heard something from upstairs. I was starting to freak out. Then I thought it was just my grandfather getting up to use the bathroom. So I walked back down the hallway and crept up the stairs very quietly, just in case it was a burglar. I opened my grandfather's door. See nothing. There was a spare bedroom upstairs. I heard the noise come from there once more. I was frightened at this point. I slowly crept across the floor, reached my hand across the hallway and touched the doorknob, opening it ever so slightly. I was petrified when I opened the door. I saw my grandfather laying there with his arms chopped off and his severed head sitting on the bed, smiling at me with wide eyes. I started bawling my eyes out. God, it was terrible. I ran downstairs to call the cops. I noticed something right by my patio door. It was a little man, stood about 3 feet, smiling at me through the window. He had long black hair and green eyes piercing through me. I noticed the strangest thing, though. When I went closer to the door, he stepped back 3 feet and said to me, "You're in hell, and you will never come out of it." At this point, I was crying uncontrollably. I told myself this was a dream, and I had to wake up. I just had to. All of a sudden, I saw a bright light come from my closet downstairs by the kitchen. It opened up. A man on a horse came out. It looked like it was from the 1800s. The top hat on. He came up to me. He told me, "You will never, ever leave this place. This is your eternal punishment for what you did." I started crying. I didn't know what to do. I thought this was a bad dream, but I was wrong. I remember now. When I moved here 3 weeks ago, I got into the car. I went in. I closed the door. Put the key in the ignition. And my mother was standing right behind the car, and I put the car in reverse and hit her with the car. Her head was under the car, and I put it in neutral, and her head smashed like a watermelon. I was frightened at that point, and I went back in the house to talk to my grandfather and told him what I did. The cops came, made an investigation, and nothing more happened. I'll never forget that night. Never. Apparently, I got depressed after that. Went in my room. I found a bottle of sleeping pills in my grandfather's medicine cabinet. I looked at it intensely, and I chugged the whole bottle of sleeping pills. I couldn't live with myself knowing that I ran over my mother with my grandfather's car. So I ended it. The goblin man on the patio opened the door quietly, walked up 3 inches away from my face, and said, "It was your fault. You shouldn't have went outside."